Hi, I'm TheMangaBrah, and Dot and Lance keep on not wanting to work together. Just like Finn and Rain, Dot and Lance fuck around, wasting time until they finally decide at the end to start working together to face the bad guy. However, unlike Rain, Lance has a completely different reason why he wants to do this alone. So I completely forgot about this because it hasn't, as far as I remember from my recollection, it hasn't really been brought up in a while about how Lance's sister is suffering from an incurable disease that is slowly taking her magic away and eventually, in like a 5-year time frame, is going to kill her. I know. Something so like drastic and dramatic as that. You'd think like I remember that, but I didn't. It hasn't really been brought up in a while as far as I remember. And apparently, it turns out that the whole reason why Lance's sister has this incurable disease is because at one point, she was Epidem's experiment. Now, looking back when this was first introduced, it wasn't made clear that Lance's sister got this disease because she was an experiment. It appeared more so that it was an unfortunate inherited disease that even Lance may obtain someday as well. So maybe there's something later on that really connects these dots to say like, yeah, she was an experiment, so okay, but I don't really remember much of any of this. I think this kind of exposes a problem that many people have been saying about this series, is that we have all these characters that are interesting and have interesting stories, but, we're not really remembering their names. There's a lot of missing context. There's stuff that's going on that, if I think about the Dragon Ball characters, that if I think of the Naruto characters, all these side characters, it's like, okay, there's Neji, there's Lee, okay, there's Krillin. They're not really doing a lot, at least until Super, but they're not really doing a lot in the modern timeline, the modern day of the series, but I still remember them. I still remember their stories. I still remember what's going on with them. But with these characters, I'm having a problem where I'm not recalling things that I really should be able to recall, and that I really should have in my noggin and think, oh yeah, this is what's going on with them, this is where they're going. So there's a problem. So hopefully when the anime is released of this, they'll be able to clean this up and add more context to these characters. Now, I'm usually against filler, but if used correctly, perhaps filler might be appropriate for this series to really flesh out our characters and to add things to them, so that way when we get to the ending, like we're at right now, we're not all invested right now at the ending, we're invested throughout the whole series. Another thing to note is that Epidem makes a weird clone of Lance's sister. I didn't know that he could do that, but I do now. And after fighting Epidem and fighting each other, our heroes are finally set on working together against the bad guy. And that's when the chapter ends. So overall, I think that this chapter, in the grand context of the story of Mashle and grand context of the whole series, really exposes something that I think is underlying, where a lot of these characters, they don't have a lot of context. I'm getting invested in them towards the end, when it really should be going on through the whole series. Something that I should have remembered on top of my head about Lance's sister, I'm just having to be reminded about right now. It's like, what? And was the dots there to connect? Maybe, maybe not, but I really should have been in my noggin. I really should have already been there. But I really like where this is going, and I hope Mash finally wakes the fuck up soon, so then he can finally just kapow the bad guy, because I really want to see that. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.